Welcome to The Change, a podcast about the changes in life that shake, break, and make us. I'm Laura, a 45-year-old writer, podcaster, and mum who has until recently always loved change.
And I'm Cathy, a 53-year-old writer, podcaster, and mum, and change is actually my kryptonite. We acknowledge the traditional owners of country throughout Australia on which this podcast is recorded and recognise the continuing connections to lands, waters and communities.
We pay our respects to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander cultures and elders past and present.
Hello Laura, how are you going today?
I am very well, Cathy. And yourself?
Yeah, pretty good. Excited.
I know. Tell me who we've got on today.
So, we have Amanda Ramsay. Amanda's passion is pro-age wellness and confidence. Beauty and makeup are her tools. She spent 10 years working in global advertising agencies, project managing big campaigns and brands across the globe. And then over the last 20 or so years, Amanda has been working as a makeup artist, creating makeup looks for inspirational women of all ages, including Miranda Kerr, Delta Goodrem, Julia Gillard, Hazelhurst, Jackie O, Sophie Monk.
Wow.
My goodness, there's like no Australian woman that she hasn't worked with, I don't think. As she headed into her 40s, she's now in her 50s actually, she started to notice that the beauty industry is just a little tad ageist.
Just a tad.
Beauty advice and products were nearly always advertising at the younger woman and getting worse and often making older women feel bad about being older. And I know you and I have talked about that many times.
So true.
With women's confidence waning, Amanda Ramsay Makeup was born. She is an award-winning, trailblazing, pro-age wellness brand that celebrates the privilege of growing older with all the wrinkles and crinkles that come with it.
I love it. Amanda, welcome to The Change. It's lovely to see your beautiful face on our screen.
Thanks so much for having me, girl.
Yes. Oh,
yeah, we're so excited.
We are. We
so
want to learn all the things.
We're finally making it happen, and I absolutely love what you're doing, girl. So.
You actually,
thank you.
For us, you've been on our hit list since we started planning the podcast, like in the very beginning. So we're finally getting to talk to you. So we're very excited about that.
Yes, very much so. So you're basically makeup goals, and I wondered if you could start by telling us a little bit about you and your journey to becoming the ageless beauty bestie, as it says on your Instagram.
It's a really big question to answer, you know. You don't get to 51 and this be a short response, but let me just try and tell you how it all really started. It was really when I turned 40 and I had my second child. And I've been a professional makeup artist for quite some time, working, you know, all the fun stuff, fashion weeks and advertising shoots.
Wow.
And all my girlfriends had just suddenly started to text me going, I'm in this department store. What do I need? Or what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Oh, gosh, what I'm doing isn't working anymore. And I thought, why have they taken so long to ask me all these questions? You know, why now? Why now? They've had years of access to me as a professional makeup artist. Why are people suddenly popping up and asking these questions now? Then I took my little second-born fella in the stroller into one of the department stores, walked in to one of the beauty retailers and went, oh, I get it, right? You feel invisible. You feel overwhelmed. You are not sure where to start, where to turn. There isn't anyone in there that looks like you.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
What is served in the store to you at this time, okay, the world's changed a little bit since then, was a little bit scaremongery and a little bit like makes you feel a bit less than. And that was the feedback I was getting when I was asking people. And I realised that I had the skills, I had the know-how to support women over 40 to be seen, feel relevant, be heard, and to really boost confidence. So I made it my mission that no one on my watch would ever feel invisible again. And that's been what's driven me to be the ageless beauty bestie.
I love that, by the way.
Yeah, well, it's like I love helping other women. I've always loved helping other women. I think we end up being makeup artists. We are nurturers at heart. It is our job to make not only a face transform, but to see that little light within your client actually fire up, no matter who they are, to see that light just start to shine really bright. It is a big part of the makeup artist's job to make the client feel really safe and comfortable. And I think that's one of my gifts. So I wanted to share that.
Yeah, it's so true. Getting your makeup done is such a treat. I had mine done last week just randomly, and God, I felt good afterwards. You know, you just go in looking like shit and you come out and you think, oh, I'm not so bad after all. So it is. It's a real – it's amazing what makeup can do. And also because, I'm always asking questions like, do I need primer? And what is the role of contouring? Is that still a thing? And this young girl was very patient with me and very sweet. But I think that it's always preferable to have someone of your own age so that you don't feel like such a dick when you're asking these questions.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, and also that you're getting the right guidance, because as well-intended as they may be, they don't really get it. They don't really understand well, to start with, just our skin, our hormones, our emotions, or the whole package. And I think that you're right, the power of makeup, it is transformative. You know, it does make you feel something. Right? That's why there's such thing as character makeup, because it can transform you into someone or something. So I think the other thing for me was this whole change scenario, right? I had a mother who had a hysterectomy very, very young. So she went through a false menopause very young, like 28.
My mum was younger. She was, I want to say 24 when she had her hysterectomy, but she kept her ovaries, so didn't actually, she doesn't believe she ever went through menopause properly until she was much older. But it's uncommon and amazing that you both have that experience with your mums. Yeah, so 28.
Yes, she was 28. And Mum's passed away, so my sister and I can't ask her all these questions, and we're both desperate to ask her. There's so much we don't know. But essentially, we didn't really go through this with our mum. And it wasn't until I was with my ex-husband's mother that she said to me, I was in my late 30s by this point, mid-30s, and she was the one who said to me that she told me about her menopause experience, and she was the one who said to me, I just feel invisible. And in my mid-30s, it just broke my heart. I kind of went, is this why women of a certain generation suddenly start to wear neutral clothing? Is this why women start to, because they don't feel worthy of standing out? It's kind of their job to recede into the background. I mean, I just had all these thoughts. I don't know at that point if that's really how women felt. But I sense it could be. And I sense that our generation is really shifting the conversation. And we are not going to fade into the background anytime soon, girls.
No way.
We are going to go kicking and screaming. I just think that we have such a big job and responsibility to the next generation to help them to understand the value of getting older and the privilege of getting older and what an awesome gift it is to get older. Anyway, I've gone off on a tangent.
No, I like that tangent, and I think it is, you're right. Like, I remember looking up at women who were older than me, say 10 years ago, and thinking and looking for people I could look up to, and I think it is sort of, it's not like a responsibility, and the people can, I believe, age however they want. But I think it's good to see a range of women, like you know, when I look at you, I think, gosh, you know, Amanda looks great. Her makeup's amazing, her style, etc. And I think you need to be able to see women who care about the things that you also care about. And if you don't care about that, then no dramas. But, you know, like it's great to see that women in their 50s can still smash it and look beautiful. It's important.
And a lot of my clients are in their 60s and 70s and they feel exactly the same way.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
of course.
It is not a numerical thing, right?
No.
It's an attitude, and we have a responsibility. I feel we do have a responsibility to give hope to the next generation and to change the conversation around aging and what it is to be a woman 50 plus, 40 plus, 50 plus, 60 plus.
You were saying that, you know, you thought, is this what a woman should be of a certain age? They need to, you know, not dress so out there. They need to, you know, be a little bit more beige in life, a little bit more invisible, I guess. And that's probably the word that I use about myself. And I just wonder if it's just because it was a societal expectation, and whether that is because a lot of women from our mother's generation, probably not so much our mothers or the next, or, you know, like our grandmothers, women didn't work, right? So women weren't in the workforce. They really weren't incredibly visible across society. Like they had a kind of a few roles, and they were predominantly around homemaking, raising families, like what we might currently call the trad wife, I guess. So it wasn't around career. It wasn't around women having a purpose or a self or a sense of identity outside of their families. And with us as Gen Xers, we're coming through, and I'm sort of trying to think, well, do I have an identity, or am I learning to have that identity outside of my family and outside of who I am as, you know, part of a family unit, as a wife and as a mother to 3 children? And so I'm just wondering if that's like we're shifting those conversations, because we certainly were told, you know, you need to go and get a career, you need to have children, you need to, like, all of those messages come at us. And Laura and I have spoken about this a lot with our children. We think that it is very much changing for our children. Like, I don't think that people will bat an eyelid as much about my son or my daughter's partners, should they have male partners, saying, well, I'm going to take 2 years off and I'm going to raise my children, because I think we are shifting those conversations. But in those shifting conversations, I think for older women, us Gen Xers, as you said, that example we had was of women kind of fading a little bit into the background as we got older. You know, maybe colouring your hair in a purple rinse, but not much else kind of thing. But that's what my grandmothers and all of her sisters, they all had purple, pink, blue, you know, and I thought they were like fabulous. Like I loved it. I thought that was fabulous when I was small. But then all of a sudden, hang on, I look back and think, oh, hang on, they were probably only about 55. And
oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, they were grey and blue rinse. And that's not too far from where I am.
Not ready for that yet, no.
I am not a grey, blue rinse hair person. So I just wonder if those conversations have really started to shift a lot. And, you know, with women like you, who you are just gorgeous and you wear lots of colour and you wear a bright lipstick, you do all of those things that I look to and go, oh, wow, that's amazing. I wish I could be confident like that. And that's an inner confidence too, right? Like that's not just I look at someone and go, oh, wow.
100%. That was something I was just thinking about. I mean, it's really hard to unpick this societal thing, and I don't want to go too far down that road. I think that, of course, you know, women did fade into the background a little bit once they'd reared their children. I think they just felt that way, maybe. And my mother was someone who was never going to fade into the background. Unfortunately, she passed away, young. But I think that I just think that, don't get me wrong, there are days where I'm Dagsville, right? Like I'm the full spectrum of all the feels too, right? I am just like everybody else. But the power, I think I learned the power of throwing on a bright lippy or adding a flush of blush. It really can lift your spirits. Now, there's two ways to look at it. One is, yes, Cathy, confident women will wear like a banging bright red lip, okay? But you can also wear it, cheat the confidence, like just give yourself that little, I'm just going to do this and just see how it feels for the day. See how it feels, because you're right, this confidence does need to come from within. Beauty is an inside job for sure. But what we see reflected in the mirror is generally how we're going to feel about ourselves that day.
Yeah.
So just test drive. Don't look at others and go, oh, I wish I could do that. Try it on and just see how it makes you feel. I think we're getting we get a bit stuck. Women get a bit stuck in, oh, that looks great on her, but I could never do that. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we spend a lot of time thinking other people are looking at us a whole lot more than what actually other people are looking at us. I don't think people, think about what you're wearing or what you look like or anything as much as what we think they do, or judge us for that as much as what we think.
Or even if they do, doesn't matter.
Well, that attitude, Laura, that's a really great shift in the gift of being 50 plus, is that we're doing it for us.
Yeah.
I think it's that shift of, I'm wearing this for me. I'm putting that lippy on for me. I'm going to get my brows done for me. It's so much more if we can shift that focus to be, this is for me, this is my chapter, rather than I'm doing it to attract something or be something else.
How can we use makeup and beauty to maybe embrace our faces in midlife?
I think too much energy. It's not that I think, I know. I do personal beauty consults with ladies age 40 plus, right? All the time. Done thousands of them. So I know you're out there putting too much energy and focus on what you don't like, what's changed, what's problematic. It's getting all your energy. And if we can just shift that focus to, what do you love? Like, there is something on your face, right? Whether it's your lips, your sparkling eyes, you've got great shaped brows, you've got high cheekbones, whatever the thing. Find one thing. I'm sure you can find one thing, right? And amplify that. So start there. Start with what you love and amplify it. Give yourself permission to go, it's okay to want to look fabulous. It's okay to want to look and feel great. And however that's going to show up for you. We've got our low-fire, low-maintenance girlies who want to keep it really simple.
Like Pamela Anderson with her makeup-free vibes.
Her makeup-free vibes. But, she's had lots of various treatments, okay?
She's Pamela Anderson, right?
She's Pamela Anderson, feeling really confident in her own skin. She's clearly gone, I am who I am, and I'm really happy with who I am and where I'm at, and so I'm going to show up as me and my most authentic me, and we're loving it, right? It's given so many other ladies permission to also feel fantastic. But yeah, so evening out your skin tone, I think is something for a lot of us that have sun damage or just feel like we've got that kind of more blotchy complexion, which, I'm putting my hand up here because it's me, I'm sun damaged to heck. So evening out your skin tone will just very, very quickly give you a feeling of a more youthful complexion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always very careful about the language there, because I know whenever I say look younger, you can get poo-pooed for, well, we don't necessarily want to look younger. And okay, but there are plenty of people out there that do. Otherwise, the whole aging industry would not be as massive as it is. Okay?
Correct. Yeah,
People are clearly still
it's the
trying
reality.
to look
Yes.
younger. Okay, I'm not suggesting that you are, essentially. Embrace what you have. Accept that this is a new chapter of your life. This is how you look now. If you want to look and feel your best version of you right now, evening skin tone, focus on glowing, healthy, radiant skin so you can rock your Pammy Anderson.
So that's like good skincare. Like if the canvas is not good to start with, we need to fix the canvas or help the canvas be the best it can be, and is that what you're meaning? Like
the base work,
our skincare.
Yeah, feel good about the foundations. So ultimately, when you walk out the door, whether it's to go to work or go and watch your kids play sport or whatever it is, that you feel confident. You feel good about how you're showing up that day. What you've looked in the mirror and checked yourself on the way out, or had a look in the rearview mirror, you're like, yeah, I've got this. So whatever that might look like, so that those foundations are right. So really focus on nourishing and nurturing your skin, and look at that as a self-care ritual. And then evening skin tone, look for glowing, radiant, luminous type of foundation products. Define your brows, define your lips if you're going for that more polished look. They're
good places to start, aren't they, really? I can get a bit caught up with the eyeshadow. Are we in a season of eyeshadow? Are we out of it? I feel like I've seen too many TikToks on you can tell your age if you're wearing eyeshadow. Is this a thing? Should I not be wearing eyeshadow? Because I like it.
Too much TikTok.
I know.
Yeah, and this is like giving us rules that we have to live by.
Yes, too annoying.
Can we just do what we want to do? No, we're still in an eyeshadow season if we want to wear eyeshadow. I think, having something on your lids does just give your face a little bit of polish. Eyelids can be very oily little suckers. The skin is very thin there, so your little capillaries and your veins and discoloration and all those things on your eyelids, which we all have, just by putting a little bit of eyeshadow. I personally love a long wear cream shadow stick that sort of primes the lid, gives you a beautiful, even, flawless look to the eyelid, will just give a touch more polish to your everyday makeup look in an instant. I absolutely love those long wear cream shadow sticks because they're foolproof and easy to use. Even if your eyesight's failing, you can use them. Even if you're not confident with eyeshadow, or you're feeling like you've been watching TikTok and you're going down that, am I over eyeshadow? Honestly, it's been the single most purchased product that I've sold because it's a game changer. Women that are about to give up on eyeshadow have rediscovered a love of eyeshadow again. Lots of fun things we can do, Laura. Like, we've got to remember makeup's supposed to be fun, light.
That's it.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
Don't take it too seriously.
Yeah.
Do we have to spend a fortune? Like, do we have to go into, like Mecca, Sephora, like all the really high-end places and spend an absolute fortune on all of those, like the very, very expensive products? Or can the average person get away with getting some decent products at, say, I don't know, Priceline, Chemist Warehouse, or, Woolies or wherever? Are there some sort of decent budget versions of skincare to get that basic canvas right?
Actually, we're spoilt with way too much choice, aren't we, really? Like there's too many options. So it can be very overwhelming, but absolutely, like the industry there is something for everyone on any and every budget. If you are on a budget, save on your cleanser, save on your moisturizer, invest in your serum.
Mm-hmm.
So save on sunscreen, because you can get really good sunscreens at really reasonably priced, and you need to be wearing that every single day of your life. So that is the one thing you're going to buy, but you don't have to spend a fortune on it. And cleansers and moisturizers. So those basics. And then spend a little bit more on your potent serums.
I was thinking also, are there any other kind of common issues that women over 40 come to you with that you've heard time and time again? Anything else you can think of where you've gone like, yeah, this is a common issue for women over 40?
We have so many challenges.
Yeah.
You know, but the most common ones are darkness under the eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Some ladies have trouble with bags. Some ladies have trouble with darkness. That's a huge challenge for so many people. And it's a tricky one to unpick, because the fact is your occipital bone is actually deteriorating. So it is almost like your socket is enlarging. So your eyeballs are quite literally falling a little further back into your head, fun fact.
How lovely.
So it's not nothing to be terrified, but it just means that's why you get that more hollowing. And no cream's going to fix that.
No.
So that's why there's an element of acceptance. Like we just have to accept that that's our bone structure and it is changing. And that's why I like the idea of bouncing light. So light reflecting formulas under the eye, bounce and reflect light, giving the illusion of less hollowing underneath the eye. So that's one of the most common questions. I think also just simplifying your skincare and focus on the health of your skin first. Get your skin healthy. Then when your skin's healthy, it's a bit like your mind, isn't it? It's a bit like we can look after our mental health and well-being through the change. Our family's going to be a bit happier. Everything in our life's going to be a bit happier. It's kind of the same with your skin. You get your skin health, focus on that first. Then what am I going to change and address? What are the real challenges? So it might be adding your retinol, adding your vitamin C, but skin health first. And I think for our low-maintenance girlies, it's just glow. What can I do that's going to give my skin that beautiful, youthful glow? And don't forget about that flush of blush. It's just going to really bring a bit of contrast into your skin.
Do you have any, like, go-to favourites that you never leave home without for your own skin? Sort of, because for me personally, I pretty much every day, the one thing that I do every single day is I make sure my brows are good, right? Because I feel better with brows, and they're probably too dark. I don't care. They work for me. And I feel like they frame my face, right? Without my brows, I feel like my face is not quite there. I don't know. It's just that's a thing for me, right? But in terms of, then there's just like so many millions of other products, and I go, all right, so do I want to just put like something like a BB cream or a glow or a this or a that or and there's just, and some days I would love just to put something on, just very low maintenance, just a bit of a glow so that I don't feel completely bare, but there's just so many. So do you have like a favorite like glow or a favorite little flush of blush brands that you use?
This is exactly why. So 7 years ago, 8 years ago, when I really honed in on the over 40s, right? I went, that's it. I'm only going to work with the over 40s, and I'm going to get out there. And I ran a lot of in-person makeup masterclasses and workshops for ladies. And what you've just said was always at the end of the class, at the end of the session was, okay, what do I need, right?
Yeah.
And what I realize is this stage of life, this chapter of life, time poor is at its absolute maximum capacity, right? We're at max, okay? And so it's really 5 core products. And it is the reason I created what I call the essentials. So it is your 5 products, 5 minutes. And
I'm writing this down.
Well, you don't need to write it down, because it's the reason I actually put it up on my website and started an online shop, right? Was these 5 core essentials that most women are going to use, like 90% of ladies. It gives you that polished professional look in 5 minutes using 5 products. So I have a capsule collection that I call the Essentials. You find it on my website.
Great.
And I've got a collection for over 40s, over 50s, over 60s. So just to quickly run you through.
Awesome.
You know, I don't know if you want me to go down brands.
We would love you to, and we will link in the show notes to your website. And so any of our listeners who, you know, want to look at your capsule collections, or, you know, reach out and get consults or whatever it is, more personalized information from you, they can do that as well. So yeah, please take us through whatever you're happy to. Laura and I are here soaking it all up.
Yeah.
So sure. And the whole concept of the Amanda Ramsay makeup shop is that it's to get rid of that overwhelm. So you come in, I've put little kits together that are just going to make it easy. You get a little kit out, get up in the morning, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and away you go. If you're ever unsure where to start, the starter kit, the essentials, okay? So it is a foundation. The core foundation for those of you that have normal to dry skin is a product called Rageism All Day Foundation. It's an Australian-owned, Australian-made, luminous foundation that is mineral based, so it helps to counteract redness, it keeps your skin really moisturized, and it has this beautiful glow that gives you a bit of an airbrush finish to your skin, but still looks really natural. Okay, so you got your foundation, you've got an eyeshadow crayon, so it's foolproof, easy to use eyeshadow in an instant, takes a couple of seconds to do. A brow gel. Interesting what you were saying about brows. I know
brows,
both of you have banging brows.
Thank you.
And you're right. A little bit of brow grooming just gives you that bit of polish, and it really frames your face. Takes a couple of seconds to do. You've got a cream blush. Use your fingers. It's dead easy. It's really hard to get it wrong. It's also nourishing and nurturing your skin at the same time. And it won't sit on top. It won't get caught in crinkles and wrinkles. And that can also double as a bit of lip tint at the same time. And then, of course, you've got mascara.
Awesome.
Mascara brings instant definition to your skin. So the Rageism Foundation, you've got the Me Cosmetics eyeshadow crayon.
Stick. Yeah, crayon.
Me Cosmetics Sculpting Brow Builder. And we've got a couple of different brands. It depends on what colour you choose in the cream blush, and then your Inika Long Lash Mascara. And I really like the Inika Long Lash Mascara because it is 100% natural. A lot of ladies over 40, 50 and beyond have sensitive eyes, so it's all natural, but it's very lengthening, and it nurtures your lashes, and it's also volumizing. So it's a fantastic mascara.
Awesome.
Sounds perfect.
Thank you.
We'll definitely put links to people to go discover their starter kit in the show notes.
Are there any big or small changes for Amanda coming anytime soon?
Oh, this is the hardest question right now where I'm at in my stage of life. I think learning how to navigate this post-menopause chapter as a single woman is the biggest challenge I face, I guess, and being really okay with single parenting. I guess the change I want to make is I have a big life goals. I want to live a big life. I have big dreams, and it's just being okay with where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't how I had hoped my life would go. It wasn't, what I thought I'd end up at. So finding that balance of being okay with where I'm at and accepting where I'm at, and also being able to provide for my kids and give them a big life too. So
that's
I
amazing.
don't know if that's really a change.
Oh,
it's just a challenge.
Yeah, it's a stage of life that you're in, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure that we will, see big things from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks certainly online looks like you're absolutely smashing it, and it's very inspirational from an audience perspective.
Absolutely.
How old are your kids, out of interest?
15 and 12.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Teens.
In the thick of it.
Yeah, absolutely. The second toddler years.
Yeah, that's right. There's a lot going on for you. I guess so. Finally, we'll round it up. Our podcast is called The Change because it's obviously in reference to the midlife experience of all women, perimenopause, the menopause, and we want to know, what is your experience of or feeling towards the change?
Oh, again, it's just been a culmination. Those in a playground, in a kid's playground, those spinning
roundabouts?
You get on.
What are they called?
Yeah. What is it called?
And what
I was
are
trying
those?
to remember. Merry-go-round.
But it's like a spinning wheel kind of thing. And we used to, as kids, we would all some people would sit inside and other people would run around the edge.
Oh, and I was never one of those kids.
I can remember
and
that was the only thing I liked.
Half hanging off the edge, you're hanging on for dear life. But if you stand in the middle, you can be quite centered and calm. I feel like the change is that roller coaster, merry-go-round that you can't get off. It has real highs and real lows. I think you just got to hang on tight. And, enjoy every moment, even the shitty bits, and just keep showing up. I think it's definitely a time of rebirth and rediscovery and shaking off a lot of what society has expected or loaded onto our shoulders. I think there's a real freeing part. I certainly have felt that metamorphosis. But, that's not to say that it's not without its hairy, scary, wild parts as well. So I'm out the other side of menopause. I've been through it. I'm now postmenopausal. And like you said, I've got two 20 teenage kids. So it's like it's just a house of hormonal upheaval.
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
So, I think the change is empowering and challenging. Yeah.
Love that.
Excellent.
But we are designed for this. We are resilient. We are powerful. We're awesome.
Absolutely.
Love
Thank
that.
you. Well said.
Oh, I mean, I could talk makeup and beauty to Amanda for hours. I think she has a lot of amazing experience that she's, personally gone through with work and her professional career, but just her attitude towards using makeup. And when she said about, especially women in midlife and how we're not going to fade into the background anytime soon. And I thought, yes, I love that. I love that whole attitude about how we can still have fun with makeup, how we can still wear it well, and and how we have this responsibility to kind of give hope to the next generation, to change that conversation around aging and how you can still look good. You don't have to look young, but you can still look good at every age. And makeup is the tool for making us feel good about ourselves. I always feel good when I've got a bit of makeup on.
Absolutely. And I know you and I, we've again spoken many times. Brows are my thing. I do not leave the house without my brows done. I will often just slap a bit of decent moisturizer on, and I'm happy to go without, anything else on my face as long as my brows are on point, because I just feel like my face is shaped.
Yes.
I think that is partly because my eyebrows are now actually quite white. So actual hairs.
The hairs, yeah.
I sort of feel a little bit invisible. Which is, something that I feel anyway, but I feel physically invisible, like I'm not quite all there when my brows aren't done. And I love that Amanda reminded us about sunscreen, because I think makeup is a lot like paint in for an artist, in that you need a good canvas, and we need to protect the canvas that is our skin. So we need to cleanse, we need to moisturize, and we need a good sunscreen. And if we do those things and then enhance our features, we've all got something that's wonderful about our face.
That's right, yeah.
And if we can just enhance those features and, slap on a bit of lippy, it just gives you a little bit of extra oomph and confidence.
Yes, a little boost, isn't it? And it's not going to change the world. It's not, and I don't think that you need to be, it's not an anti-feminist thing to wear makeup and want to look good. And I feel that there's many women who do understand how clothes and makeup and skincare and all those things play into your confidence. And I especially think this is more important as we age, actually, because it's not like wearing it like an armor, but it's just wearing the things that help lift your mood and make you feel better, and in all the things. I think,
and it's not for everybody, and that's totally fine. And if you feel confident without it, that's great. If you are not sure how to wear it, or what you should be doing, not should, because should is not the right word, how you can better wear makeup as you age. There are beautiful experts out there in the field, like Amanda, who can help you. And Amanda, she's just wonderful. She's simplified it for us all.
Oh, my God.
With her capsules.
Yes.
I just love it, because for me, I'm a simple gal, but I do like to look nice.
Yes.
I'm just simple, because it's too hard, too many choices.
There's a lot of products, right? And it's changed a lot since we were young. So her cutting through that sort of marketing talk around what you need is good. We need that.
And, really coming back to, okay, if you've got these 4 or 5 key products, that's going to set you up for everyday wear, and you can also enhance them for evening wear or, weekends or whatever you want. I just really appreciate Amanda's time and her expertise. So we will definitely link her website and her capsules in our show notes.
Yes.
But yes, and girls, please remember sunscreen.
Especially here in Australia. My goodness, we need it, don't we?
We sure do.
Yeah.
But yeah, what a great chat. I reckon for you, beauty or makeup is second to the sexy chats.
Cathy, you know me very well.
That's why we make a great team.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to The Change, a fully independent podcast. Whether you're seeking inspiration, curious about change, or just here for the great banter, we'd love you to make The Change your new go-to podcast.
And even better, send us your voice notes or questions about change. We'll use them on the show. Email us at changepod2023@gmail.com or DM us on Instagram at _change_pod. Find us wherever you get your podcasts. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram for more on The Change.